completely change how your upper body looks. Not just bigger, but different. The chest develops that thick lower shelf. The shoulders start looking round from every angle. The triceps get that dense look that stands out even in a shirt. And if you look at athletes who train weighted dips seriously, their physiques almost look unnatural. What's interesting is that many of them aren't doing complicated chest days or endless isolation work. They're simply getting brutally strong at one movement: weighted dips. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why weighted dips create that different look, the science behind it, and how you can train them properly if you want a thick, powerful upper body. The different look. If you've ever seen someone who's really strong at weighted dips, you've probably noticed something. Their upper body doesn't look like everyone else's. Not necessarily bigger, just thicker. The chest and delts look round and full, even relaxed. The triceps have that horseshoe shape that stands out from every angle. And everything seems connected, almost like it was built as one piece instead of muscle by muscle. What's strange is that a lot of these athletes aren't spending hours doing chest flies, cable work, or trying to isolate every angle imaginable. Many of them built that look simply by getting brutally strong at weighted dips. And that raises an interesting question. Why? Because pushing is pushing, right? If only bench presses, dumbbells, and machines all train the chest, shoulders, and triceps, why do athletes who prioritize weighted dips often develop such a different physique? The answer is that weighted dips don't just challenge one muscle at a time. They force your entire upper body to work together under heavy loads. Your chest, front delts, triceps, stabilizers, even your core are all supporting and producing force at the same time. And unlike isolation movements, where tension is spread across machines and angles, weighted dips concentrate everything into one brutally effective movement. Over time, your body adapts to that demand. And by the way, if your goal is to go from a 10 or 20 kilogram weighted dip to 40 kilograms and build the kind of upper body we're talking about, I put together my weighted calisthenics system. It contains everything, and it's currently 27% off. I'll leave it linked below. But first, let's talk about why weighted dips are so effective in the first place. So what makes weighted dips so effective? It's not just that you're adding weight. It's where the movement actually challenges you. As you descend, your chest, shoulders, and triceps are forced to produce force from a stretched position. And unlike many pressing exercises, the hardest part of the movement is right at the bottom, where your muscles are at their weakest. That's what makes dips feel so demanding. Every rep forces your upper body to overcome that disadvantage and generate force where most people are weakest. Over time, your body adapts by becoming stronger, thicker, and more capable of handling heavy loads, which is exactly why weighted dips create a different kind of upper body. The question is, what happens when your body gets used to that challenge? Why body weight eventually stops working? Now don't get me wrong, body weight dips are incredible. They'll build strength, muscle, and a solid foundation. But eventually, something interesting happens. The movement stops being a strength challenge and starts becoming an endurance challenge. You get better at doing dips, more efficient, but not necessarily bigger. That's why someone who can do 30 or 40 reps doesn't always have a more impressive strength than someone doing weighted sets of 6 to 10. Because once your body adapts to the load, it no longer has much reason to keep adding power. And that's where a lot of people plateau. They keep adding reps, their endurance improves, but their physique barely changes. Because muscle responds to progressive overload. And if you want that powerful upper body, eventually you have to give your body a reason to keep adapting. Which takes us to the progressive overload secret. This is where weighted dips change everything. Strapping 20, 30, or 40 kilos around your waist completely changes the movement. Now your push muscles are forced to support loads they've never experienced before. And the body responds by growing stronger and thicker. But here's the mistake most people make. They treat dips like an accessory, something they do after bench press, when in reality, weighted dips deserve to be the main lift. Perform them first, progress them, and treat them with the same seriousness people give bench press, because that's when your physique starts changing. So if weighted dips deserve to be treated like a main lift, how should you actually train them? The good news is that you don't need a complicated routine. In fact, keeping things simple is usually what works best. Train weighted dips twice per week. One day focused on strength. One day focused on volume. On your heavy day, aim for 3 to 5 sets of 4 to 8 reps. Add weight gradually and focus on getting stronger over time. Then, later in the week, have a lighter session. You can use body weight or less weight and stay in the 8 to 15 rep range. Focus on control, a full range of motion, and accumulating quality volume. That combination is powerful because you're training both ends of the spectrum. Heavy work builds strength. Higher rep work builds size. And together, they create the kind of dense upper body weighted dip athletes are known for. Because the goal isn't to destroy yourself every workout. It's to progressively get stronger and give your body a reason to keep adapting. The next step. And here's the thing. Knowing that weighted dips work is one thing. Actually building the physique they're capable of is another. Because results don't come from randomly adding weight and hoping for the best. They come from having a system. How to progress. What to do when you plateau. How to balance heavy work with volume. And how to combine weighted pull-ups and weighted dips to build the kind of upper body most people never develop. That's exactly why I created the weighted calisthenics system. Inside, you'll find the progression model, plateau protocols, exercise tutorials, and coaching videos for both pull-ups and dips, all structured into one program. So if you want to stop guessing and start building the kind of physique weighted calisthenics actually produces, you'll find everything down below in the description.